Hello everybody and welcome back to Random Rosters here inside of 2K25. My name is Sean. Every Tuesday you get 4 games of action here on the channel and you get to watch me drop my controller and just never learn my lesson. For more, subscribe, ring the bell, you'll be notified when I post new videos. All that good stuff. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I just have to put it on the table. I don't have to put it on my leg. We are going to have a selection of games for you today, and hopefully we get one of the following 7 teams: Nets, Mavericks, Bucks, Thunder, Magic, Kings, Jazz. Those are the remaining teams. I'll pull the list of them, and those are the 7 teams that we have left. But first, we have to spin our wheel. It is on the wrong page. Whoopsie doodles. Hold on. There it is. Now it should work. I forgot that I changed the web page because I needed a list of basketball teams. We have Sunday through Saturday. Spin the wheel. See what day we get. Find the games. I see Miami on our thing. And it looks like we're going to have the NBA Cup happening here soon. And it looks like that week in December will be the championship. We'll probably figure that out. That seems like kind of a nightmare. And then on the 25th, we'll have all the games. But yeah, is this all? Does it show all? This is my own personal thing, daily view. Can I look at a different team? No. No. Okay. Crap. I'd assume all games on that day or whatever. Doesn't matter. Let's spin. Spin the wheel. We get a Friday. Friday is what we are going to be working with, and Friday, I believe, is the 15th. Okay, that's actually kind of convenient. So we will simulate through the 14th. Simulate through date. Pacers 4-7. Not great. Not great. They will still find a way to give Luka the MVP, but it's not looking good so far. All right, what kind of games do we have here on Friday the 15th? Let's go to a daily view, which we were just kind of looking at. We have the Magic. Oh, well, let me pull my list up here. I can actually get rid of all those web windows. So I see the Magic playing the 76ers. Not a particularly intriguing matchup. The Raptors and the Pistons, we had both of them. Hawks and yes. Cavs and Bulls, yes. Nets, Knicks. Ew, no, not great. Not great. 9-3, 6-6. 6-4. Denver, New Orleans. Oklahoma City. We haven't seen them, but we did have the Phoenix Suns last week. Boy, we just don't have a lot of good games to work with. So let's see who all. We have Brooklyn playing New York. Maybe let's check the last time we had them. Oh boy, we don't have a ton of. Actually, you know what? We haven't had New York in a bit. Let's throw them in there. Actually, you know what? Here, I'll pause the video and I'll come back with the matchups. Okay, so I think we have our selection of games here. We have a few new teams that we're going to knock off the list. We'll start with the Heat and the Pacers. I like the Pacers. They are my favorite NBA team. I'll try not to feature them too much. And obviously, as that record gets worse and worse, we probably won't. Unfortunately, we just have a lot of teams that kind of stink playing against each other. There aren't a ton of oh man, gotta have this matchups. We will take a look at the Nets and the Knicks. That's kind of close. We have the Brooklyn Nets, who are a new team. We have the Knicks, who we haven't seen since week number 1. And then we will also take a look at the Clippers and the Rockets. We did just have the Clippers on last week's episode, but we do have maybe the best matchup of the day, 9-3 versus 6-6. So we can give that a little bit of a spotlight. And then we will go ahead and take a look at the Timberwolves and the Kings. Another pretty solid matchup with a 6-6 team taking on an 8-4 team. That way we get some new stuff here. So let's jump into our first game. It's going to be Heat Pacers, game number 1. Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway. I shouldn't spoil it. Donovan Mitchell on one of those teams. Oh, and we got the NBA Cup. Oh, that's right. They jumped right into this. Okay, that's kind of helpful that they put that in there. And then we have that kind of heinous court design. I don't love it, but I'm kind of excited about it. I like that they're here. Here's a look at the standings. Indiana, 2.5 games out already, but a half game out of 9th place. And only a game out of 7th place. So, obviously early in the season, hard to say too much about it. Here's the starting lineups for you. Donovan Mitchell. Naz Reid. Oh, we had the Heat on last week. Because it was the Naz Reid show. Ah, frick. What? Did I not delete them on my list? I might have misspoke. The Heat were on last week. Flip. That's the name I couldn't think of. All right. Pacers win the tip, and here is the start of the NBA Cup season. They have these big fancy courts. Hardaway Jr. off the screen. Trying to drive to the baseline. Little mid-range jumper. Floats it up, but no good. Mobley coming away with the rebound. McBride, I like that. Good aggression. And maybe could have taken a bit of a better angle. Got to be careful near that baseline bandit. He'll kick it back to Mobley. Dort into Reed. Reed had one of the most incredible first quarters we've ever seen. Granted, it was only about 12 games that we've watched so far, so. Oh, wow. Porter Jr. Doncic behind the back. Gordon buries the three, and Indiana's up early. So Mitchell brings the ball up the floor. He's going to try and drive inside. Kicks it to Mobley. Mobley off the back iron. No good. So a bit of a slow start here for the Miami Heat. Fumbled around inside. Gordon gets a little bit of a lane, but actually pretty good defense there by Mobley. Affects the shot, but Gordon strong enough to get it up and in. Mitchell, double step inside. Second block of the game. Nice find on the loose ball and a kick out to three. Or for a three, excuse me. And that is a nice shot. Hardaway Jr. finds Doncic. The rim's out for three. Dort in the corner. He can't get it to go. Hardaway Jr. with a nice bounce pass over to Gordon. Bom, bom, bom. Doncic trying to drive inside. Pretty good defense. Draws the double team. Nice find to Hardaway. He has a wide open look at a three, but can't get it to go. Doncic in the mix there for the rebound. Mitchell's going to stop and pop for three. No good. The Heat off to a very slow start here in the first quarter. You can argue that the Pacers aren't looking too much better. Both teams with a lot of good, clean looks, but just can't get them to go. Oh, and a little delayed on the pass inside, and good defense from Donovan Mitchell. Forces the miss. That is what happens when you have a late pass. The defense able to rotate correctly. It's good stuff. Mitchell over Doncic, and it's back to, well, not back to back, but 2 threes to give Miami a 6-5 lead. Hardaway Jr. trying to respond with a three. And a couple of three-point happy teams here. There's another three. Mitchell gets it to go. We'll see our first time out of the game. It'll be taken by the Pacers. They got out to a 5-0 lead, and they've let up 9 in unanswered. And it's been just a barrage of threes. That's your Pacers hype crew. So both teams substitute. Porter Jr. still on the floor for the Pacers and still missing baskets. Again, they're running nice plays to get good looks. They just can't get them to drop. Yeah, it'd be hard to believe that the Pacers will stay this cold from three, but I think you're kind of starting to see why they're 4-7 going into this game. They've had some great interior defensive play. Porter Jr.'s a nice aggressive play at the basket. Stops the bleeding a little bit. 9-7. They're giving up a lot of open looks. The Pacers are on the defensive side, but that's more on the outside. The interior looked pretty okay. They just offensively doesn't feel like they found much of a flow. Fires over. Poole with a nice little first step, and it's a very nice kiss high off the glass. Porter Jr. driving. Okay, I like what we're seeing out of him. Couple of possessions in a row. The Pacers have been aggressive to the basket. Oh, and Jovic comes away with it. He's going to take kind of a weird three. Would have loved to see him throw the ball up the floor. Porter Jr. had a nice little lane to work with, but a fast-paced, if kind of meh, first quarter comes to a close. 11-9 our score as we begin the NBA Cup. Group play. Okay. I got to get the schedule for all of them. Start of quarter number 2 here. I do think that this court looks nice. The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good. There are some that are pretty rough. And this does get me excited. What are the... shoot. Oh, it's in my pocket. Okay. Let me see if I can figure out the days. Maybe I know I like the spin, but maybe we try to get a look at as many courts as possible. We'll have to keep an eye on the, like the standings. We had 2 standings to look at. Poole for 3. Rattles out. Rebound. The loose ball goes to Doncic. Craig on the inside ties this game at 11. Let's look at the NBA Cup schedule. Oh, perfect. Heat Pistons. Oh, interesting. Oh, looks like it would have started the previous day, Thursday. No, Wednesday. Recording. No, what? Tuesday. I am so sorry. NBA Cup schedule. What do you mean no data available? Okay. Shot clock expires as it rattles out. So a good defensive stand. So it's saying tomorrow at 4 p.m. as there is a offensive 3-second that's going to flip the ball the other way. Unfortunate situation there for the Pacers. They did a good job on the defensive side. Long shot clock, no points, and then they have a bad offensive foul on the other trip down the floor. And here's the Emirates Cup. Okay, so then... Crap, I didn't realize that it started so soon. Okay, I'll need to use this then. Emirates Cup. Dallas, Minnesota. So what is it, Tuesdays and Fridays maybe? Tuesday, November 12th. Friday, November 15th. And then... Tuesday, November 19th. Okay, so we might just swap between Tuesdays and Fridays for the Emirates Cup, and then we'll do... Because that ends before Christmas. Oh, and this should give me, like, what I'm looking for. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so the championship, semifinals, quarterfinals, 10th, 11th, 14th, 17th. Okay. We'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. All right, let's lock in here on the game. 6-2 quarter so far, or 4-2 quarter so far for the Miami Heat. Man, nice. No, it wasn't. It was a touch inside. Threw it a little bit behind the intended target. Dort trying to drive inside. Or at least thought about it. Kicks it to Bay. Good defense by the Heat. 2.5 to go here in the half. Bay up. And another good defensive possession, or defensive stand for the Indiana Pacers. I don't love the ball movement from the Miami Heat. It looked like they were going to try and be aggressive inside, but then just kind of worked it a little bit too much around the perimeter. That's a 2 if it goes, but it doesn't. Looked like kind of an ugly shot from Doncic anyway. Like kind of flat-footed, just throwing it up there in a really bad offensive possession for the Pacers. Bay with the ball, kind of setting an unintended screen there. Poole. Close to losing it out of bounds, but doesn't. And then just a really weird play there. Looney with the slam, and that'll lead to Indiana taking a timeout. The field goals are the Heat 7 of 16. The Pacers are a paltry, kind of disgusting 5 for 14. It's gross. It's really gross. I'll bring it up the floor. Throw it into Gordon. Porter Jr. Driving inside. Kind of got him up, but not a whole lot of room to work with. High off the glass. The front iron is not kind. That one falls as his name scrolls across the bottom. Usually that's Indiana Pacers specific because that's technically the team that we control. Mitchell for 3 off the back iron, no good. As this poor shooting continues here in half number 1. So that's a nice screen there, maybe a pick and roll. Porter trying to get into the lane but can't. It's a really good defense by the Heat. It's going to end up being kind of a desperation 3, and he gets it to go. Okay, 17-14. Kind of a football score right there. One of the more contested shots we've seen here in this first half, and it goes, which is shocking. McBride throws inside. Reed, who had that monster first quarter last week, he's been quiet today, but does have a nice jam right there. 2 seconds separate the shot and the game clock. Look like they're just clearing out the lane, holding for as final a shot as you can get. It's going to be Porter one-on-one here. And he tries a couple of moves, can't get around him, and it's going to be a miss, but he gets the offensive rebound and still misses the shot. The Indiana Pacers look absolutely disgusting on offense, yet somehow they're only down 5. It helps when the Heat don't look all that great themselves. 19-14 at the break. $100,000 shot. $100,000 shot. Even better. We get a mascot. We get a mascot. Let's go. Mascot. 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 All right. Actually, it's not better. We want the $100,000 shot, and I don't know why we're not getting it. So it was 11-9 after quarter number 1, and then not a whole lot going on there. The Heat extend their lead. Donovan Mitchell 6-2-0. Aaron Gordon 5-3-0. And Michael Porter Jr., kind of a liability on the floor for the Indiana Pacers, putting up a ton of shots and not really scoring a whole lot of points at all. As we'll clip through here this halftime. All right, welcome back. Third quarter starts now. 19-14. Reed coming to set the screen. Mitchell works around it. Wide open 3, a little too long. So the Pacers going to try and push the pace, but they elect to stop and settle for 3. It's a good shot from Porter. He's got to be at least in a little bit more of a flow here in the second half, hopefully. Doncic has been awfully quiet in this game. He is one-on-one defense right there. Mitchell. Oh, gets it over the outstretched arm to the defense. Hardaway Jr. comes away with the loose ball. Porter Jr. to the corner for Doncic. Doncic for three. Got it to go. Even that shot had a little bit more of a step to it than some of his previous shots we've seen. Doncic gives the Pacers the lead in a quick 6 points for this Indiana team. McBride drives. Defender didn't really know where to go, but put a little bit too much on it. Almost like he got too excited that he was able to get that wide open of a look. It's like a mismatch inside. Zubac on a much smaller player. Naz Reid comes over, kick, and they're going to get a foul on the three-pointer. It's Donovan Mitchell with his first foul of the game, and I believe the first foul of the game in general. So the Pacers will go to the line to shoot three. It's Hardaway Jr. This is the first one. Second one is good. Third one is good. So, Pacers, 8 points out of the break to take the lead, 22-19, and Miami will call a timeout. Mitchell to Dort. Dort driving inside. Kicks back out to Mitchell. Reed's going to set the screen, and nobody really took Mitchell, and he gets a wide open look at a three. That's a good looking play come out of a timeout. That's what you're wanting, points. Quick timeout by the Pacers. Not really sure why they felt they needed to call it that soon, but whatever. Hardaway Jr. inside to Doncic. Rotate a second guy in. I mean, that is the wrong person to pass to. Yes, he was open, but Hardaway Jr. almost takes advantage of a defender that kind of overstepped there. Now they're flying up the floor, and that's two nice baskets by Donovan Mitchell out of the timeout for the Heat. 5 unanswered gives Miami the lead, 24-22. Oh, whoa, we had Doncic. Doncic had a step. Nobody really took Doncic on that one, and that's kind of what the Pacers defense was looking for last time down the floor. Oh my God, Mitchell. That is 8 points for him since Miami took the timeout, and an 8-0 lead, or an 8-0 run, excuse me, in the last 119 and counting. Down 3 to up 5. Nice feed inside. Zubac with a nice little lay-in. Both of these teams have been a little streaky today. Naz Reid has not put up nearly what we saw in that first last week's game. It's a hard foul on the way to the basket. They go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is good. Second free throw, no good. So it's only a 4-point game with 1:25 to go here in the third. Some substitutions out there, but the Pacers still have Porter, who will take the 3. He can't get it to go, and he has not been able to find a consistent flow. Reddish up the floor as the Heat get a little aggressive. Looney over to Reed. About driving it inside, but not really able to get past the defender. Screen gets set. Poole for three. No good. Tipped and almost out to the... I believe that's Reed out there on the perimeter. A good job by the Pacers to come away with the ball. Carter Jr. They're doing a nice job. The Pacers are drawing that double team, and they're doing a good job kicking to the open shooter. And a couple of times we've seen that Miami's left like an okay guy open. That time they get a little burned on the three-point shot, but I think you'll take that by and large. There's a three that's no good for the Heat. Indiana a chance to re-grab the lead here with a 1 second difference between the shot and the game clock. Under 15 to go here. Doing what they did earlier in the game. It's Porter Jr. Drives, spins, kicks, Hardaway. It's a two. Got it. 1.6 to go. Poole won't even get the shot off. Didn't matter. It is 29-28 after 3. As the Emirates Cup is underway. I shouldn't be giving them advertising. No free ads. NBA. I guess this whole video is an ad. What am I talking about? Look at how cool NBA 2K25 is. Look at what it lets you do. It honestly, in all the games, for all the the fantasy weird stuff I do, this is probably the best game. Maybe it's the NBA rules. I've talked about it before. I'm sure I'll talk about it again as we look at the State Farm assist of the game. Why am I giving advertisements then? Ugh. It's because I want to be a real commentator, I guess. Doncic for three. And can't get it to go to start quarter number 4. But this is one of the easiest games to work with as far as the card pack videos, as far as like random roster stuff, the way it balances things. I don't know. There's just something about the way that they do the back end that makes it so work withable. Bay for three. It's an ugly shot. Looked like they were trying to draw some kind of foul there. 17 rebounds tonight. They are under their average of a shade under 21. Jovic kicks. Man for three. He got it to go. And it's 32-28. Indiana over Miami. So we're going to have some deceiving records as this NBA Cup. Oh, I thought that might go. Looked like it was going to be a very friendly bounce, but it wasn't. Maybe there's some teams that don't look super great for the regular season, but could be playing for something in the NBA Cup. High pass. 5. Fouled on the way to the basket. Looney picks up his first personal foul. He will go to the line. There were 4.7 seconds on the shot clock. Zion Williamson set to return. I don't believe we have that game on the docket today. We're going to head to New York after this one. As the Pacers, I believe, go 1 for 2 there. Mitchell inside. Off the glass. High and good. Timeout. Pacers. Hey, stop Donovan Mitchell. He has 16 points on 6 of 11. The rest of the team has 14 points on 6 of 18 shooting. So Donovan Mitchell doing everything in his power to propel this team to a win. He's going to need to put the team on his back down the final 3:28 here. 33-30. Porter Jr. Junior to junior there. Going to set a screen. Oh. Oh, couldn't get the basket to drop, but does get fouled on the way to the basket. They're wearing a New York Knicks jersey out there? What? Oh, Miami Heat. Never mind. I was like, that'd be real weird. It's an old Heat jersey. (35-30) after nailing both free throws. Donovan Mitchell drives, step back two, no good. Would have actually liked to see him drive to the basket there. But it is Donovan Mitchell, so it's a little tough to argue the decision he made. Hardaway Jr. bounce pass behind the back. Calls for it inside. Zubac backing down, kicks to Doncic. Doncic gets the three. There's that play. That's what Indiana's like to run today. Or at least in this second half. I don't think we really saw it much in the first half. Oh, Mitchell. Another little step back. Got it to go that time. Field goals. The Pacers up to 45%, which is a little surprising considering how poorly they started and how bad they've looked at stretches. Or 4 stretches of this game. Miami sitting at 42% from the field. Doncic drive it inside. Strong left-hand finish. Indiana in a good position here, up 8 under 2 to go. Donovan Mitchell, though, is on the other side. He fights his way to the basket and gets an easy 2. 20 points on the night. 6 from mid-range. See, I really like that aggression from Donovan Mitchell. Porter Jr., I don't love that shot. Mitchell with the ball back in his hands. That's why I thought a couple of those little step-back buckets, or little step-back shots from Donovan Mitchell were kind of a bad idea because he does a good job getting to the basket. I love that pass, just could not get the ball to go through the cylinder. It's the Luka Donovan show here. Both guys going back and forth in this one. 42-34. Indiana back up 8. Miami down to 1 timeout with 75 seconds. Oh, what was he doing, Doncic? He was in the perfect lane to just get a hand up. The ball goes over his head, and it's an easy 2. 42-36. Fires inside. It's probably going to be off the Pacers. And they're going to call that off the Heat. I'm a little surprised. .6 on the shot clock. I like the way Miami is playing this. Gordon, Doncic with the ball. Ooh, rims out. Miami's got to go, but they have a shot here. Dort. They need a 3. They kick it inside. Mobley with a nice slam. I guess they probably don't need a 3. 4-point game. I don't actually like that they fouled there. I would have liked to have seen them wait until they at least advanced the ball past the half court and then maybe took a look to see what the time was. Because you still have 10 or 11 seconds if you get a good defensive stand. I know it's a 2-possession game, but... Ooh. Donovan might foul out of this game. Miami does not take a timeout with 33.5 to go. It was a very weird sequence of events. Mitchell for three, gets it to go. 44-41 with 26.9 to go, so plenty of time for them to work with. Not enough for them to not foul. First one is good. Second free throw is good. No timeouts for Miami. Down 5. Donovan with the ball. That's who you want. That's whose hands you want it in. He's going to drive inside. Don't love that at all. Donovan Mitchell might have picked up. He fouled out. Wow. 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 So Donovan Mitchell gets the honor of being the first guy we see foul out in this series. And that is truly unfortunate because he had over 20 points and the rest of the team has... I mean, best case scenario, if he had 21, they would have 20. He has most of their points. I believe he fouled out with 23. I was so stunned by the fact that he fouled out of the game. I didn't read how many points. He might have even had 26, which is not great because that means the rest of the team has 15 combined. That's the guy that just cannot do that. 49-44 with 1.1. That'll do it. It's kind of Donovan Mitchell or bust in this game for the Miami Heat. And the Pacers did a good job to finally get a little bit of rhythm in the second half and come up with a victory. Luka is your player of the game. I do feel like the first half was pretty lethargic and poor shooting-wise for both teams, so nice to see them get a little bit of a flow going. Doncic was your player of the game. Pardon me. He shot a pretty poor 4 for 10. I don't think this is a very good shooting game for either team. Porter had 7 points on 3 of 9. Yikes. He only took 3 shots in that second half, took 6 and was over in the second quarter. Pacers at least scored 5 points. Yikes. No way. Wild. Anywho, Tim Hardaway Jr. comes away with the most points on the Pacers. 13. Doncic had 12. 7-5-4, 3-3-2. And that's enough to get them past the Miami Heat, who were by and large carried by Donovan Mitchell, particularly in the second half. 17 points in the second half. Next closest was McBride with 5. Dort had 3. Reed had 3 on 1 of 3. He was 9 for 16 was Mitchell. But not a lot to talk about once you get past Donovan Mitchell. Nobody over 5 points. And they fall 49-44 in game number 1 of our coverage today. We'll go back. And we will go to the Daily View and get set for our next game. I guess it would be a bit of a rivalry game. It'll be Nets, Knicks. Make sure that the Rockets game is passed and the Kings game. Okay. Just double checking. Because once you get past those, you can't go back. Oh, God. Okay. I don't have... Knicks Arena. Oh, should we... Oh, maybe that'd be a fun thing to do. We rank all the NBA Cup courts. That'd be kind of interesting. Claxton has a broken left kneecap. He's out 2 to 4 months. That is a heinous sounding injury. A broken kneecap. Gross. Here's a look at the New York Knicks. James Harden, Jordan Clarkson, Giannis, C.J. McCollum on the Brooklyn Nets side. I believe this takes the Nets off the board for who we need to see. We'll also see the Kings later today, so we can take them off. And then who's the other? Rockets? Is it Rockets? They're Oklahoma City. Clippers, Rockets. Do we have the Rockets? Are there only 2 new teams? And I'm just very bad at this. Oh, no, that one's because that was actually like the best game record-wise. Okay, so we only knock a couple of teams off. We still have the Mavericks, Bucks, Thunder, Magic, Jazz to take a look at. Best part is we can simulate through these last. Oh, there's a nice feed. That is a beautiful feed from Giannis. I was looking at real, actual NBA scores, and I was shocked to see that the Milwaukee Bucks are like 2-8 about the right around the time of this recording. Embiid blocked at the 3-point line. Anunoby comes up with the loose ball. I kind of like the cityscape. I don't know that I love the like multicolor, like it's orange like inside. I kind of wish they had committed to the cityscape across the court, which you actually see in Washington and Washington State both have that. I don't know if they had that, I should say. I don't know if they still do. This is a horrible offensive possession. Miller's going to have to just throw up a 3 and hope it works. It does not. It's 4-2 New York. James Harden fires over to Anunoby. He takes a little mid-range jumper. Not a terrible decision. The defender was right in the area to collapse on it. There's a nice 3 from Brooklyn. Oh, is it Anthony? I don't think I said his name. I think he has one of the names that tricks me a lot. Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons, I believe. Clarkson drives inside. Little finger roll drops, and New York takes the lead right back. A couple minutes gone here. Oh, you know what? I don't know that I like the cityscape. Why is it upside down? This court's confused. This court kind of sucks, honestly. It's a good idea that's executed poorly. I gotta rank the courts. That would be fun. So the New York Nets, nope, the Brooklyn Nets, excuse me, or the New Jersey Nets, as you may formerly know them. They take a timeout. 8-5 here with 2:42 to go in the first. Second chance points, the last 10 games, New York in the top 5, looking good. Grayson Allen? Grayson Allen, very easy dude to hate. McCollum with a nice, I like the shot, but good defense to make it at least a little trickier to work with. Harden brings it up the floor and finds the Greek Freak, who goes for a deep 3 that's no good. Simmons driving in, finds Allen in the corner, got the 3 to knot it up at 8. Because he was like just enough of a, well, I guess I'm sure he wasn't just enough. He was a big whiny baby, and he went to Duke, which is kind of just like a hateable offense in and of itself. Antetokounmpo with a nice, that's a lovely stroke in the mid-range. It's a 10-8 game here. Struggling with a cough here. These videos are just kind of cursed. Oh my goodness. They call him the Greek Freak for a reason, and it's because he's a freak. He has a little mid-range jumper on the previous possession. That time just blows right by a dude and gets an easy bucket. So it's Embiid and Antetokounmpo against each other. That's a kind of a wet dream matchup for some NBA fans. That is a terrible look for the alley-oop, and it is rightly intercepted. Simons screams through the lane. I love that. That was a great play. The other way down the floor. Brooklyn cuts the lead in half, down 12-10. Screen. Oh my God. He's doing everything. We've seen it right from about that same spot. That was the mid-range jumper. You see him take the aggressive line to the basket and an incredible bounce pass. Whew. You want to talk about points responsible for? That's 6 of them for him already in this first quarter. At least. Anunoby working inside. Allen's going to pick up the foul. First personal, first team foul. He looks kind of bad in this game. He looks like a fake wax statue. Should he be the thumbnail? Nope, no one would click on that. Rims out on that, and Aquaman comes away with the rebound. Very aggressive to push the ball up the floor to Grayson Allen. Simons driving inside, hands straight up. Off the front iron, no good, and the Knicks won't even get the shot off. And it made it. Unfortunately, the buzzer had already buzzed. 15-10 through 1 here in New York. Fifteen to 10 as we begin quarter number 2. This is a long intro. Okay, it's like, do I need to skip through it? Quarter number 2 begins with the ball in Giannis's hands. He's going to drive inside. Backs away from Steven Adams. Tries a little mid-range jumper on the opposite side of the floor. It doesn't go, and it's Grayson Allen the other way. Up over the Greek Freak, and a nice little basket there. New York shooting 70% from the floor. The Nets a far worse number that I can't calculate because 5 for 12 is gross. Giannis. Little step, and he's 0 for 2 here in this second quarter. Nice kick out to the wide open man for 3, and that'll bring the lead up to 6. Let's see. Let's figure out what the percentage is. 5 for 12. It's under. It's what, 43% or something like that. So it's what, 5. Whoops. 5? No. What? 5 divided by 12. 41.6, and it's even lower now because they missed that shot. Antetokounmpo gets the angle and gets the finger roll in. Giannis kind of taking this game over a little bit like we saw both Doncic and Donovan Mitchell do in the previous game that we watched. See a timeout taken here by Brooklyn. See if they can get things sorted out before this game gets out of hand. Miller working around the outside. Kind of just ran that into a crowd of people. Simons, he's going to get fouled on the way up. It's going to be a shooting foul on Sexton. His first personal. Simons will go to the line to shoot 2. And he goes 2 for 2 from the lines. Sexton brings the ball up the floor. Screen there. Goes for the alley-oop. Gross. New York has tried 2 alley-oops and both of them have looked very, very bad. Leads to ooh, wow. Leads to 2 missed shots. I thought it was going to be Clarkson. Oh my goodness. See, that's how you finish off transition points. What is happening? Brooklyn is very aggressive. You finish it off that time, but like the previous possession, I like the idea. Throw it up the floor, see if you can get something, but the stop and pop 3 didn't look great. Sexton for 3. He has got a wide open look and knocks it down. 25-16 as we hit the halfway point in quarter number 2. McCollum to Adams. Simons with Sexton all over him. Miller. That's a nice little floater there. Timeout New York. A little surprised they're taking a timeout. They feel like they're in a good rhythm and flow, but maybe it's just a substitution timeout, or hey, let's take a break. Nothing wrong with taking a little break. Ball hasn't really been in James Harden's hands much. That's a 2, but it's no good. Oh, Miller. I think you have. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, no. Did we just see an injury? Uh-oh. Jordan Clarkson. They're going to... That was a weird play right there. Kind of just a sudden timeout. I was gonna say it was. It's nice to not see the ball in James Harden's hand because we've watched that before in NBA 2K22, and it was awful. It was awful. Sexton looking good here in this second quarter. 27-18. That's a wide open 3 for McCollum, but he hits the back iron. No good. Player real close to Harden there. Drives inside, tries to finish, but gets fouled on the way to the basket. Embiid picks up his first. And the Beard will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Second one is good, and the lead out to 11. The Nets feel like they need a really good couple of possessions here. Maybe just try to get a little bit of momentum or rhythm going into the break. Embiid got unlucky there twice. He didn't step on the baseline to turn the ball over. A nice job to get the offensive rebound. Put it back in. So the lead is 9. Harden for 3. No good, and a great opportunity for Brooklyn to cut a little bit more into this lead. And if you're going to throw it into Embiid, just get out of his way. Anunoby got to be better about that. Can't pick up a personal foul there. That's an easy dunk. Let it go. Embiid, up and in. So 29-23, nice little swing here for the Brooklyn Nets, as the New York Knicks will look to hold the ball for the final shot here. Harden drives. I should have known that with Harden on the floor, he was going to try and get some buckets. McCollum picks up his first free throw, or first foul. And the Beard will go back to the line after making the basket to try and complete the three-point play. So pretty bad end there for Brooklyn, but they do have plenty of time to get the ball up the floor. And maybe try and get a good shot. McCollum kicks. That's a desperation three if I've ever seen it, and it does not go. So Brooklyn had it down to 6, committed a pretty bad foul. And both teams complete three-point plays toward the end of the half. It's 32-23 New York. And we'll send it to half. After a $100,000 shot? I don't want that. Nope, just some guy on a bike. Boo! Boo! How did we get the $100,000 shot? They only do that on specific days of the week? We had like 3 of them in the first video. I don't think we've had a whole lot since. I don't think we got 1 last week. New York's upcoming schedule. Man, the Jazz are 10-1. My goodness. (32-23). Anthony Simons, 7 points, no rebounds, 3 assists. Giannis, 8, 4, and 4. I'm assuming all 8 of his points were in that first quarter. Didn't really call his name too much there in the second. We'll see what they have in store for half number 2. So the start of the third quarter as that band spins on the bicycle and the NBA Cup coverage continues. We'll talk about Giannis a little bit. Got off to a pretty incredible start in quarter number 1, but didn't hear a lot from him in quarter number 2, like I just said. And we are ready for quarter number 3. If the Knicks can get, like, Giannis and Sexton both going, they feel like a very dangerous team. I forget exactly. I think Boston was just like a lot better. Simons for 3. He can't get it to go, and Giannis comes away with the rebound, trying to push the pace up the floor just a bit. He'll find Harden, or I guess even you could throw Antetokounmpo and Harden and get 2 guys going at once. That one is no good. Defensive rebound to Embiid. Am I seeing the skylines on the ground? I was looking at it upside down. I think it kind of works both ways. I just realized that I was seeing that. Am I seeing that replay? Nah, it's got to be on the bottom to us. Okay, that was a weird optical illusion. Another timeout taken. That was a weird thing to look at and go, am I seeing this wrong? Kind of actually would like it more if they did it like on both sides of the floor, because it does kind of work both ways. Ugh. That was a weird moment. McCollum for 3. He gets it to go. Down 8. We'll see what Brooklyn can do here to close this lead. Driving inside, Harden with that quick first step. If he's even, he's leaving, and Harden with an easy 2. 9 points for Harden, 6 from the mid-range. God, he looks like you could see that from either direction. Embiid inside, easy bucket for him. But a good job by New York to just kind of let that happen. No need to pick up a foul there. I'm so locked in on the bottom of the floor, I feel like my brain's going to explode. Trying to drive inside. It's going to be a shooting foul on Simons. So that'll put Sexton on the line for 2 free throws. Sexton with 8-point game, or 8-point average. The second basket is good. Or second free throw, I should say. 10-point lead. Oh, Sexton looked like he had a good read on where that screen was going. Got turned around. Kind of just a disastrous little sequence there for the Knicks on defense. I guess just the one guy, Sexton, on defense. Antetokounmpo going to drive inside. He almost stepped out of bounds. Finds Sexton on the offensive side. A little too strong on that one and banks it off the back rim. McCollum with 2 defenders like right there. McCollum stepped out of bounds. It kind of looked like he was pushed. That didn't look like that was a weird play. This has been a weird little couple of plays here. A couple trips up and down the floor for both these teams. Grayson Allen's coming in, so get excited for that. Kumbo with the missed shot. The Nets not doing a good job here offensively to cut into this lead. New York hasn't looked great here in this third quarter. I did not catch the pronunciation of that last name. Milishvili? New York will smartly take a timeout here. They got to get some stuff sorted out, get their team settled down. We haven't really called the Greek Freak's name in a positive light here in quarter number 3. Joel Embiid, 90.5 from the line. Good for him. What's wrong with that guy's head? Ooh. Sexton, long 2, a deep shot clock shot goes. Looking pretty good. Colin Sexton, 4 for 6, 1 for 2 beyond the arc. 11 points on the afternoon. I guess technically for you could be all kinds of different portions of the day. I believe that was Grayson Allen. The Nets are only 2 for 8 from beyond the arc. The Knicks not really taking a whole lot of deep shots, 2 for 4. It's a 5-point game. Harden sets the screen. That is a terrific block. Is that Simons? That absolutely is Anthony Simons. What a terrific defensive play. Thank goodness we get another look at it. That is all ball terrific. And that's good. I believe Brooklyn will get the ball first in the fourth quarter. They won't get the final shot. But they do have a good opportunity for... Well, they will get the final shot, actually. Harden, that's a step back three. It goes. That is a huge shot for New York. Embiid's going to bring it up the floor. No reason to rush. Embiid going to drive inside for the final bucket. Puts the lead down to 6. Harden will not even get a shot going. And it'll be a 43-37 game as we head to the fourth. New York all over Brooklyn. Brooklyn's kept it at least interesting, kind of like that Pacers game we saw in week number 1 against the Pistons, but they have looked like the inferior team. Oh, check out the assist of the game. Oh, that was a very nice assist. Very nice assist. Would you like to hear me say it a third time? Very nice assist. It's a nice feed inside. And I liked what Brooklyn did there. If they didn't give up that kind of lucky 3 to Harden, that was what I was hoping that Brooklyn would be able to do, is take the final shot of the third quarter, get the first possession of the fourth quarter, 4 points, unanswered, slice the lead down. If you take out that Harden 3, it's a 40-39 game. But obviously Harden did get the 3, as McCollum gets another look at it, and he splashes it home straight away. So 7 unanswered for Brooklyn, and they cut it down to 1. Giannis driving inside, beats Steven Adams, and that's too easy. 10 points and 8 of them in the paint for Giannis, and I believe all 8 of those in the first quarter. Finally gets on the board. I'd like to see him get things going a little bit more, and a great shot for CJ McCollum, who has just caught fire all of a sudden, it feels. And it's 45-45, going for another alley-oop. They finally get it to go. Tried a couple awful ones earlier in this game, and it is a 2-point lead for New York. McCollum with the ball yet again in his hands. I like that. Fine Conley to Finney-Smith. Going to try and drive inside. Giannis is there. Tries to adjust the shot, but can't get it to go. It's 47-45. We've seen teams do this so frequently in March Mascot Madness. They're able to get the lead down to a certain number, but they can't get over that hump. Game was tied. A good defense. Good defensive play there by Steven Adams. Nice find to Finney-Smith. And that's a really bad play there. Offensive 3-second violation. The Knicks will take a timeout. That is a really bad time to take a timeout. They just lost that third one, or whatever extra they had. So when it hits 3 minutes, it cuts down to the 2. 2 timeouts per team. And they took that 13 seconds after that happened. Giannis, that's just too easy. Hold on, we might have a thumbnail. I hit pause on the wrong thing. I apologize. The ball moved up the floor a little bit. I think I cut myself off, but I think we might have a posterization here for Giannis. I think this looks nice. Got some emotion in the face. Oh, you know what I need? I needed to hide the UI. I knew that there was something I did wrong there, and I got it. There we go. A couple of screenshots there. We got the cup in the background. Look at this. I took a semester of photography and hated it. I know what I'm doing. McCollum's bringing the ball up the floor. I meant to click start with my left hand, and I clicked pause on the mouse with my right hand of the video. I cut myself off and everything. Ah, what a mess. The Greek Freak picks up a foul. He'll send Embiid to the line, who they highlighted for being a great free throw shooter. 90%. Okay, all right. 90%. We jinxed somebody last week. All right, knocks down both, 49-47. Antetokounmpo drives the lane, and he is going to get fouled on the way up. First personal there. Honestly, kind of looked more like a travel, but... So he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Ooh, gets the friendly roll. Look at how good the sweat looks on his shoulders. Okay, my goodness. Forgot, I thought I hit X one more time. And that makes a little more sense. 1 for 2. Simons takes a quick 3. I like it. I like it. Giannis is going to drive in the lane, try the left hand, and gets it to drop. 15 minutes, 17 points. Going to be fascinated to see the breakdown in how the quarters or even the halves look. Embiid to Miller. 52-50. There's a kind of a... That's an ugly shot. Kind of a weird, like... That looked like a shot clock, expiring clock. They had time to work and find something. Crowd going crazy here is New York trying to close this one out. 1.5 minutes to go. Giannis couldn't get it to go, but gets the offensive rebound and the follow-up. Flexes his muscles for all the people out there. And it's a 4-point game with 75 seconds to go. There's a nice kick. McCollum's been hot in the third quarter, and he gets another one to go. That cuts the lead down to 1. Antetokounmpo. They're going to call a charge. Woo, what a great play by Joel Embiid. That is a fantastic way to be just willing to take that hit. Now go get it on the other side of on the opposite end of the, oh God. The opposite end. Take the lead. Didn't even get the sentence out. Anunoby, too strong. Embiid comes away with the rebound. Simons driving inside. Pretty good defense there by Harden. We're going back and forth. 30 seconds. There is plenty of time. Brooklyn does not need to foul here. Antetokounmpo. Embiid comes away with another rebound. So he gets a charge and rebounds on back-to-back possessions. McCollum's had the hot hand here for the Nets in the fourth. The 2 doesn't go. Oh, 9.7. It's a 1-point game. Oh boy, they're going to foul Harden. Seems like a bad plan. Buries both of them in a timeout for Brooklyn. 8.3 to go, 56-53. McCollum had a pretty good look at that 2 to take the lead, but just would not go. Good defense on the other side of the floor to get a couple of rebounds for Embiid. He takes the charge, but unfortunately a pretty ugly shot coming off that charge call. This is going to probably be it for Brooklyn. McCollum for 3 again, but he can't get it to go. He had such a hot hand. Such a hot hand throughout the fourth quarter and can't make it when it counts the most. Doors open a crack. Jackson Davis got to bury this for the win. Oh, and he can't. He'll take a timeout. 3.6 to go. He's 0 for 2 from the line. Oh my goodness. The Nets aren't dead just yet. McCollum for redemption. Can't get it. He missed his final 3 shots. New York wins a terrific game, 56-53. Wow. He had 3 opportunities to tie or at one point take the lead and couldn't get any of them to go. I guess 2 of them were, well, 2 of them were for the tie. What a wild way for that game to end. New York 56, Brooklyn 53. As we take a look at some Giannis highlights, there's likely the thumbnail there. And we'll take a look at the breakdown because I'm pretty sure he had 8 points in the first quarter and then everything else in the fourth. Maybe a basket or 2 in the third, but we didn't really call his name at all in the second or the third quarters, if we're being totally honest. 17 minutes, 19 points for Giannis. 6 in the first, 2 in the second, nothing in the third, and 11 in the fourth. That's what you need. That's what you need from your guy. Harden was good, 4 of 6 shooting, and wasn't driving me nuts with how he was playing the game. That was, of course, 2K22, so it could be a little bit different. 14 points in 15 minutes, and Sexton looked good. He was 4 for 8 from the field, 11 points. Clarkson was 2 for 3, had 4. Jackson Davis couldn't put the game away from the free throw line, but did go 2 for 2 from the field. It looks like some nice rebounds. 6 rebounds for him. As far as the Nets are concerned, pretty good spread there. McCollum with 14, Embiid with 13, Simons with 12. Grayson Allen with a perfect day on the floor, 3 for 3. Brandon Miller just didn't look good enough, 2 for 8 for only 4 points. But Brooklyn stuck around and did what they needed to do. I hit triangle instead of circle. That's what happens when you use a bunch of old games. And the best part is I get that sweet, sweet VC. So we'll go ahead and pop a save. And we will head... Where are we heading next? Where are we heading? I believe we're heading to Houston. Yes, we are. Clippers, Rockets. We had the Clippers on the last episode. We had the Rockets a couple weeks ago. Yeah, back in week number 2, but this is probably the best match of the day. So we'll go ahead and play that game. CPU. Tatum taking on Curry. We get, obviously, the next... Oh, they got some little speed lines there. They're running fast. Quickly is out. Hachimura also out. Both out for 1 to 2 weeks. Hachimura, broken left foot, forearm, and a twisted left knee for Quickly. We take a look at Jason Tatum for the Houston Rockets. This is kind of just a good game for names that you need to put in a description of a basketball game to get people to watch, hopefully. Jason Tatum, cover star. Steph Curry. I guess technically a cover star as well. 2K16. Didn't know how to fill out tax forms today for adult purposes. Like, you know, job purposes, but do I know who was on the cover of 2K16? Yeah. I want to say that was one of the trio covers. I had a couple of them that were like kind of weird, where they had like Bird, Johnson, and Jordan on, I want to say like 2K12. Wagner. You can't get it to go. And then there was the one, 2K16, I want to say was Paul George, James Harden, and Steph Curry. Clippers get out to a super early lead. Curry puts up the three, but can't get it to go. Late in the shot clock, Wagner comes away with the rebound. Johnson was faded a little bit too close to that sideline for my liking, and lucky to stay inbounds. Nice feed to tie the game as we get a funky little camera angle there. Vassell. Oof. Hit the rim a couple of times, knocked off the glass and into the basket. Tatum driving, blocked at the rim. Turner comes away with the rebound and fires it to Curry. Throws it up the floor for Vassell. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, and I apologize. He missed the basket anyway, so it didn't really matter. Did the Pacers court have a three color, like, gradient, I guess would be the way to phrase that? Because the last two courts have, and I just must not have noticed it with Indiana's. They did have the writing on the floor, which I thought was kind of weird. Garland. We have a fast-paced back-and-forth game here. Rockets 3 for 5 from the floor. Clippers 2 for 5 from the floor. 6-4 game. Brooks to Curry. Curry, deep three. Couldn't get it, but I'm sure he'll warm up at some point in this one. Feels like he just kind of survive his points onslaught and hope that the coldness is maybe a little bit longer today. Garland to Tatum. Tatum for three. He gets it to rattle home. 9-4. Brooks going to get looking for three. He can't get it to go. Houston's ball. That is a nice feed inside. Keldon Johnson had 5 points in his last game. A loss to the Clippers, which is weird. His arm just says deuce. Timeout taken by LA. They're down 11-4. Wow. That is a really nice play to run out of a timeout. Just quick passes to the basket. Bogdanovich driving inside. I don't know what that stat is. 8-4. I don't know. No descriptor, and there wasn't anything behind me. Ooh, some contact there. Refs letting him play. Probably a good thing. Bogdanovich. It looked like the Clippers were in good position to play that well defensively. The Rockets shooting 78% from the field compared to the Clippers' 33%. So starting to pull away early in this one. Towns for three. He gets it to go. That would have been a brutal three to miss. Houston not really looking like a 500 team. Of course, the Clippers haven't gotten Steph Curry going, so maybe not the fairest of what would you call it? the fairest of analyses. But we have a back and forth game going so far here. Rockets lead after one. Come on, give us some of that sweet mascot. 15-9 as we start quarter number 2. NBA group play, or NBA Cup group play continues here on youtube.com/SeannosaurusRex. We'll be back next Tuesday with another selection of games, so come back and enjoy that. We'll try and look at as many home courts as possible. I guess we could... I guess the question would be is how many games do we get out of this? I hate this possession. This is awful. It's going to be Bogdanovic for 3. I guess it's not terrible, but that's just kind of boring to watch. That looked like they were holding for the final shot of the half, not the first shot of this new quarter. There's Steph Curry for 3. Responds to the 3 with a 3, and we'll see if that gets him going a little bit here in quarter number 2. There's a nice feed inside. Wagner's been a bit of a pest down low. So we get what? We have between now and December 10th. So that gives us... There's a foul on Anderson. I guess we'll only be able to take a look at about half of them, maybe. And we would have only been able to get about half of them in anyway. I guess hopefully... I think the final games are in Las Vegas. Oops, that's the wrong controller. Spoiler alert, an Xbox 360 controller does not control a PlayStation 5. Why were you using an Xbox 360, Sean? You might be asking yourself. Check back on Friday as we celebrated 15 years. Oh my goodness, what a steal or just a mishandling of the ball. So we took a look at Modern Warfare 2 after 15 years. Were there people still playing? Yeah, there were. Bogdanovic driving. Fouled on the way to the basket. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Clippers team is friggin' stacked. Kyle Lowry. That man's butt. Pretty big right there. Steph Curry, obviously. Oh my god. You have to hit X so many times to advance this flipping game sometimes. Bogdanovic goes 2 for 2 from the line, and the Clippers looking rough to start this game. There's a nice feed inside. Curry. That's just too easy. That's just way, way too easy. 5 points on 2 of 4, and he's had all 5 of those points here in the second quarter. See a timeout taken by Houston. That should... That's a good timeout. I like it. You don't want the Clippers to get into too much of a rhythm, especially with Steph Curry. Marvin Bagley the third. That's a really nice little just grab bounce pass. Loose ball goes to Curry. That is a heinous two. That is a heinous shot. He's very lucky to get his own rebound to give his team another opportunity to fire. Curry, step back 3. Too long on that one. Bagley comes up with the rebound. And it's intercepted, though, by the name I just cannot figure out how to pronounce. He drives the lane. It's off the rim, no good. Turner with the rebound. He kicks to Morris. Morris can't get it. Houston comes away with the rebound yet again. Garland trying to drive inside on Steph Curry, steps on the baseline. We've seen that a couple of times. McCollum had one in the last game, and it's a step too far. Trying to get that, like, under the basket flip up. (23-14). Curry brings the ball up the floor. Curry's shot is long. Oh, why did he do that? He had the step, it looked like. Bogdanovich is going to get a clean look at a three, and he knocks it down 26-14. Bounce pass over to Brooks, to Towns. Curry for three yet again, and that's... You're going to just have to live with that. 32-29 game. That is disgusting. Houston could have more points than either of those teams in the first half. Ugh. Bogdanovich. Mid-range jumper. He is feeling it here. 5 for 5 for 14 points. Rest of the team has 14 points in. Not terrible. 6 to 10 shooting. That's not awful. We've seen some pretty awful discrepancies between the highest scoring player and the rest of the team. That one's not bad. Another timeout. 55.4 with an 11-point lead. Houston. Towns for three, and he's got it to go. 3-point field goals. Clippers 4 for Ted. Rockets 3 for 4. Tatum's going to take a three, and he'll improve that percentage a touch. That 4 for 5 instead of 75%. It's 80%. And these teams have done a good job responding responding to threes with threes, and they do it again. 3 for the Clippers, 3 for the Rockets, 3 more for the Clippers. Shifting between an 8-point lead and an 11-point lead. Set the screen. Tatum, he's going to take yet another three. Couldn't get that one to go, and that is the half. 31-23 your score here as we head to the break. $100,000 shot, $100,000 shot, $100,000 shot. Don't want to look at the interview because we don't have audio on. 100,000. Dang it. I'm never going to get one. It's never going to happen. Skip that and head to the halftime report that we try to get through as quickly as possible. Some highlights here. Hitting that X button. Around the league, I believe all of those have already happened by now. Steph Curry, 8 points, 1 rebound. Bojan Bogdanovic is 14 points and 1 rebound. No assists for either. Steph got off to a slow start, but picked it up a little bit in the second quarter. The Clippers are going to need a bit more consistency from their big players. They're going to need Bojan Bogdanovic to slow down a little bit. I believe still perfect from the floor. 5 for 5. He's also been able to get to the line a little bit. 31-23. Garland driving inside. Kicks to Wagner. There's a nice find. Tatum going to get a clean look at a three and get the scoring started here. Push that lead back out to 11. It's going to be a blocking foul on Garland. First personal, first team foul. Nothing too harmful there. Why do I not... I usually have the PlayStation controller on my left, so that's why I keep reaching for it. But I left the 360 controller there. Curry back out to Towns. Trying to get the ball moved around a little bit, but this Houston defense is sticky. Gross fall away, probably long two when all is said and done. Straight away three for Jason frickin' Tatum. And that pushes it out to a 14-point lead. I think this would be a fascinating series to watch in the playoffs. Oh, and it's stolen away. Beal driving to the basket off the glass. A good job by Vassell to get back on defense. It did help that the steal wasn't clean. Beal kind of batted it. Instead of catching it, it kind of got stuck, and instead of just being able to run with it, got hung up there for a second. That helped slow things down. Beal, nice find over to Wagner. He gets a nice slam and responds. The Rockets shooting 71% from the field. The Clippers, they bumped that up a little bit, 45 for them. Curry for three, and I feel like he's uncharacteristically cold. Johnson again close to that sideline. Tatum with a quick shot. That might be the Houston Rockets' worst enemy in this game. If they keep getting quick one-and-done possessions, they're going to let this Clippers team figure it out. Beal drives inside, bullies a man out of the way, and gets the basket. It is a 16-point lead here. The Clippers just have not been able to get into enough of a rhythm to cut this one close. The Nets did a good job of just weathering some storms, going on some nice runs on their own. Nice runs of their own. We're not getting that from the Clippers tonight. Trying to work some kind of screen to Towns. Ooh, boy, Garland, that was a terrible play by him. You're going to drag into a double team where both of the guys, like Tatum's not probably that big of a mismatch, but Garland, I can't imagine you're going to help. You're also going to let probably the greatest shooter of all time wide open. And there's a quick one-and-done possession for the Rockets. So far it's been a good timeout, a great timeout for the Clippers. And we are going to get a reach-in foul on Bojan Bogdanovic. That's all right. Ooh. Towns tried to go inside to Curry, and Garland did a great job to block the passing lane. Bogdanovic makes the same mistake. Towns does a great job on the other end to get in the way of the passing lane, and everybody fell off Steph Curry. Again, I don't know if I need to remind you, Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. I don't know how you end up leaving him open. There's a nice find inside for Houston. It's going to be a shooting foul on Lopez. Basket looked like it might have a shot to go in, but a little too much alteration there. First shot is good. Second free throw is good. So the lead back out to 12. It was 16. That's the largest lead of the game. Steph Curry hit a couple of threes to cut that down to 10. Towns, turnaround, fall away, 2. Tatum inside. Looked like that shot was a little bit delayed, but still had enough time to make that work. Gets 2 on his side. The lead now shifting between 10 and 12 points. And they're going to step out of bounds. This is a Clippers team that just has not looked good all game long. Ooh, that's a really nice adjustment on the shot and a great job just picking up the rebound and getting the ball back in the basket. So it really nice job off the turnover to get 2 more points and push the lead out to 14. Rockets 12 of 17, Clippers 9 for 20. 45%. Garland. Was it a 2? Was it a 3? Doesn't matter because he missed it. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. It's been all Houston in this one. 47-35 as we head to the 4th. So here we go, quarter number 4, a 12-point lead for the Houston Rockets. The Clippers need something to go. Oh, and that's not what you want coming out of the break. They're going to get a shooting foul on the other side. It's going to go on Anderson's second personal first team foul. So that's about as bad a start as you could get. Get the ball into Curry's hands, deep in the paint, trying to get the relatively easy shot. It might honestly, for Steph Curry, might be easier to take the 3. And you give up points on the other end. Granted, only 1 point, so the foul doesn't really hurt him all that badly. We saw this with Indiana. They leave Lowry open on that one. He misses. I guess we saw it with the Heat. They really collapsed in on trying to create a 2-on-1 in favor of the defense, and it leaves a shooter behind the arc wide open. I think this Clippers team just has too many pieces to worry about. Kind of a funky shot, a little bit behind the backboard, so a bit of an odd angle. I mean, right now you have Kyle Lowry on the floor. As they get the alley-oop to go, you have Steph Curry still out there on the floor. Beal to Bagley. Bogdanovich. Johnson, that did not look good, but Bagley comes up with the offensive rebound. A good job by Lopez. Some good defense. That forced a shot to be altered a little bit. Into Robinson in the corner. Lowry looked like he thought about it a little bit from the free throw line. There's a kick to Curry. That's what you want. He just hasn't been on today. Going to be interesting to look at his stat line as at the end of the game. in the box score. Bogdanovich, that's a 3. One of his rare misses today. And this is where, I mean, Steph Curry's got to get that shot to go. Sometimes it's just not your night. But I think you got to know that. Johnson, the other way, he gets the 3 to go. That's how it's been for the Clippers. I mean, there's a couple of possessions where their defense does a pretty nice job. They can't take advantage of it on the other end. They get a good look at a 3 with the greatest shooter ever. That one doesn't go. And then Johnson on the other side, he gets the nice, easy 3 bucket. Pushes the lead back out to 14 with 2.5 to go. And this one might be done. See what Houston wants to do. I don't think there's really much of a reason to keep the foot on the gas pedal. Just trying to use this shot clock, or I guess go for it, because you know, maybe you just hate the Clippers.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
5-shot difference between these teams. Towns is a 2. That cuts it down to 14. Tonight the Clippers have 11 assists. Ooh, trying to fire it inside. Man, oh man. Oh, it's pretty good defense by Towns. There's an arm on it. You can hear the thunk. The Beat LA chants come out. Oof. Towns with a nice bucket there. Houston's going to take a timeout. Talk it over with 1:21 to go. He thought about it. He wanted points, but good to just pull it back out. Don't worry about it. You're up by 14. Tatum inside. That'll match the largest lead of the game, 16, 57-41. Towns. Oof. There's a nice play. Where's that bed? Why are you celebrating down 14 points? Dribble these final 10 seconds out, and Houston puts up 59 against the Los Angeles Clippers. Wow. What a win for the Rockets. I think once you got out of that first quarter, it was kind of over. But they just could not get into a good rhythm. Houston was great from the field all day long. They were great from beyond the arc. Jason Tatum's your player of the game. And just the Houston Rockets were able to knock down every shot that the Clippers just could not figure out. I kept waiting for Curry to turn it on, for him to turn a corner and just start burying threes, but Nobody got into that rhythm for the Clippers, and they fall big time as we take a look at the box score. 18 for Tatum. Bogdanovich was 5 for 6 from the floor for 14 points. Wagner had 8, 5 for Beal and Johnson, 4 for Garland, and Landale, 1 for Nesmith. 1 point. Clippers side of things, Steph Curry still managed to put up 14, but he was 5 for 14 from the field and unfortunately 4 for 11 from beyond the arc. What's pretty incredible is Karl Anthony Towns, 16 points, couple of rebounds, 4 assists, steal, and 7 for 7 from the field. Probably needed to feed him a little bit more to try and cut into that lead a bit. 6 for Turner. Devin Vassell. I feel like I said his name about 100 different ways. 5 points for him. 4 for Brook Lopez. And that's it. This team just did not look good tonight. But I'm sure they'll be in it because they have a very good team. Very good squad of players. And we will go ahead and pop a save. Just in case. You never know. Let's go daily view and pick up our last game. It's going to be Kings T-Wolves. And it's thankfully the very final game of the day. Play this one. Oh, and we get to see the King playing for the Kings. Ooh. That gold really pops on this Kings courts. I would have liked to see them do a little bit more with the purple, honestly. Here's a look at your Western Conference standings. But yeah, both teams currently in the playoffs. Scary Terry Rozier, Chris Middleton, LeBron James. Man, this court feels like a miss only because the color palette, like it simultaneously looks nice and also is like, where's the purple? You know? I do not like these jerseys. Those are pretty gross. I guess what I like about it is that the gold pops so much on the cup logos. The Pacers must have had a three color situation, but I just don't recall it. Because the other now 3 have had that. Thompson. That's a really nice drive. And that gets Minnesota on the board quickly. Wow, the football game's already over. And LeBron James gets on the board early. Probably be calling his name often, though this game's been a little inconsistent. Seems like we haven't really had players that have had fantastic full games. It's just kind of been, hey, 1 good quarter, maybe 2, but it's just not a consistent, here's this player dominating. James? Ooh. Can't get the 3 to go, but I like the look. Second time we've seen the Timberwolves. We haven't seen them at home yet. White's going to have to just put up a shot there as the shot clock winds down and gets it to go. Need a couple of those to go your way, and they have them going that way early. James fires inside, finds an open lane, and there it goes. So James is scoring points or assisting on the points. Davis driving inside, fires over to Thompson. Going to set the screen. Initially, I didn't think it was a great route. It seemed like he went a little bit too high, but was able to get the space that he needed. Rozier. Ooh, off the front iron. No good. 8-4 halfway through quarter number 1 in our fourth and final game of the afternoon. Or morning or evening, whenever you're watching this. Thank you for watching this. Davis backs him down. Tries to finish with that, what is that, a right-handed hook, and gets fouled on the shot. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2. First one's no good. And some subs will come in. LeBron's still on the floor. Incredible what he's able to do at age, 93, I think. Timberwolves are going to get called for the foul. Gary Payton II, his first personal reach in. Ivy kicks to Lively. Lively! He get the basket to go. Minnesota's going to get 2 fouls on 1 possession. A reach in and a shooting foul. Sends Lively to the line, and he misses a basket. Kevin Love comes on the floor and gets the second one to try. I mean, Kevin Love didn't get that free throw to drop, but second free throw does go. 4-point game, 9-5. Ooh. You know, honestly, I thought that the defense was in okay position to at least try and get a hand on it, but obviously they weren't. Minnesota's looking good here early. I don't know if maybe it's not Minnesota looking good, and it's just kind of the Kings not really giving us a whole lot to enjoy. Final 5 seconds of the shot clock. Watford. I mean, that's just a disgusting 3. That's an awful possession. And the Kings took a timeout. They're down 6, took a timeout, and that is what they came up with. White with a nice little right-hand finish. Jones drives. Thinks maybe a little better of it. Kind of getting cluttered near the free throw line. White with a nice job to get in the passing lane. He has a step. Wow. Wow. That might actually be a thumbnail. Hold on. I like the backwards dunk. Let's see what we can come up with. So this was about the best that I could come up with. There is a great little frame here where he's going, as he's going up with the ball, he gets his head fully in the net. Oh, that's kind of good. I kind of like that. But unfortunately, what I like about the other one that we came up with was that there's a better, more interesting background, because you have the NBA, you have the court back there. Oops. So, I don't know. This one you have the basket kind of in the way. You'd have to go with the, through the, yeah. Probably go with the other one. It's a little more interesting visually. It's like LeBron is ready to come in, standing at the scorer's table. See if they get him in the game before the end of the quarter or not. Wait till quarter number 2. Chris Middleton does bury the shot. It's 15-7. Ooh, kind of a heat check three there. It doesn't go. Sacramento hasn't shown us a whole lot. It's 15-7. As the Kings have been off to a bit of a slow start. Thought King James would show a little bit more there in the first quarter. He contributed the first 4 points, but not a lot happening from them. More coverage after this. (15-7) here at the start of the second quarter. The same score it was at the end of the first quarter. But just pretend I ran some ads or something there. Jones with a bounce pass inside. James backing him down. Spins off the glass and good. Good start for the Kings. Good start for the King and the Kings. Wallace. That's just not good defense on the interior for the Kings. They get lucky that he missed the shot. Thibault comes up with the tight pass in the corner. LeBron, almost like he overthrew it. King James just starting to take over. Okay, just kidding. I thought he was going to make that shot. That's how good LeBron is, kind of LeBron. I'm sure that I spent way too much of my time being a needless hater. Try to be better about that. I thought he was going to be automatic from that spot right there. Hey guys, we have the Addams Family theme at home. Fouled on the shot. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. So it's been all LeBron here offensively for the Kings. He's 1 for 3 from the field, but did get fouled. I'm sure it would just count as 1 for 2 from the field. But misses the free throw, which also feels like a bit of a surprise. Does get the second one and cuts the lead down to 5. 15-10. As the Timberwolves have not scored here in this quarter. It's just over a minute and 15 seconds now. Richardson thought about it, but maybe thought better of it to pull the ball back down. Wallace working and to try and get the screen there. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Well under that by the time I was done with that sentence. It's a really nice play. Kings have only taken 8 shots. Timberwolves have 12. They are also shooting 75% from the floor, whereas the Kings are only 50%. LeBron drives inside, tries to go with that little scoop around, but gets rim-jected. Do we have a bit of a case of the stars not showing today? Steph Curry really struggled. LeBron isn't off to the strongest start here. Minnesota by a touchdown. LeBron to Love to Thibault. Couldn't get it. Kind of surprised that shot clock was winding down that he even passed it to Kevin Love. Kevin Love, I don't think known for threes. They did find a pretty decent look in the corner. It just didn't go for him. Richardson with all kinds of fancy moves. The defender is stuck behind him. What a... That's just video game animation weirdness right there. I knocked that lead back out to 9. Timeout by Sacramento. We'll try to get something sorted here with 2:02 to go in the half. We have one more shot for the $100,000 basket. The Timberwolves foul immediately trying to go for the reach in. A second didn't even come off the clock. That's how quick that foul got called.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Middleton trying to drive inside. Looked like he almost tripped Definitely was like a travel there, but I think it was more just video game weirdness rather than actually a travel. I think Rozier has to see that pass just like a second sooner. But it all worked out. They ended up with a bucket, so kind of hard to argue the method in which they were able to get those points. Williams Jr. How did Davis miss that shot? That's the second time today off the top of my head that we've seen a defender lunge for the ball trying to get the steal, completely whiff it, and then go for, like, just so far out of the play. I can't believe Davis missed that shot. Ugh. Those are some brutal takes by Davis there. First one was just a ginormous missed opportunity. The second one, that was ugly. Kings making a bit of a comeback without the King on the floor. Middleton wide open for three, and he gets it to rattle home. 19-18 with 33 seconds to go. Minnesota scored only 4 points here in this second quarter, compared to the 11 of Sacramento. See what Kobe White has. He throws to Williams. Thompson inside to Davis. That's the basket he got to go. Kings can hold for the final shot. Probably should. Had a pretty good look at it and a good run. And the clock will get dribbled out. 21-18. Only 6 points scored by the Minnesota Timberwolves in that frame. And that allows the Kings to climb back within 3. Come on. Come on. Ah, not t-shirt cannons. How do you artificially up the chance? I need to buy this game on PC and mod it so we always get a $100,000 shot. Try and get through the halftime here. We'll point out the important players. We know both teams would be in the playoffs right now. Pelicans sitting just outside at 6 and 7. There's your breakdown. 15 points and then 6, 7 and then 11. Kobe White 6-2 and 1. Chris Middleton 5-0 and 2. LeBron not even the top player on his team, which is a little surprising, but he hasn't been much of a factor throughout this game. Going to highlight Anthony Davis as we get ready for the second half, which feels a little surprising considering some of the plays made toward the end of the first half, but I guess looking good nonetheless. Not regardless, but okay. Here we go. Half number 2 underway. Kings with the ball. And oh my goodness. James with the charge. That's a heinous start to this half. Hasn't been the Kings' game. Both the Kings possessive and the Kings plural possessive. The Kings is game. I guess multiple plural possessives. Rozier to James for the alley-oop. That'll cut it down to 1. Minnesota has not looked good for the last quarter plus. Just no consistency offensively. It's making that first quarter feel like way more of a fluke. And after that first quarter, you lead 15-7. As a commentator and observer, you're looking at it going like, wow, this This feels like a team that's better than 6-6. And then you watch them in the second quarter and you go, I see why you're 6-6. You're inconsistent. The Rockets, on the other hand, were more of a team that's like, oh wow, you're 500, I think. 22-21, Sacramento comes into the second half, immediately takes the lead. And that'll force the Timberwolves to take a timeout. What time is it? Oh, okay. Good. We're good. Is that Williams to Williams Jr.? That has to be like a weird stat. Like a name throwing to a junior that you're not related to. That seems kind of wacky. Of course, Williams is probably a fairly common last name, as Anthony Davis throws it down with authority. 23-22 Minnesota. They finally get their first basket of the game around 2 minutes in to the third quarter. The Kings quickly take a timeout to go like, hey, knock this off. What are we doing? League leaders in fast break points over the last 10 games. We haven't even played 10 games in this season. Actually, they have played more than 10 games. Never mind. 6-6, 9-3, 8-4. That's 12 there, Sean. 12 of them. So. James drives inside. One-man wrecking crew fouled on the way to the basket. Williams picks up his... Is it Williams and Williams Jr.? On the same team. LeBron misses another free throw. Doesn't knock down the second one. We have a tie game at 23. What can the Timberwolves do here to establish some sort of rhythm? Yeah, it's Williams and Williams Jr. That's awesome. Is that Kobe White again? Again with the backwards dunk? Kobe White with a little bit of pizzazz going on there. Throwing into the post for James, who draws the double team. He kicks to Middleton. Middleton straightaway three, gets it. Sacramento back in front, 26-25, under 2 to go here in the third. There's a nice three in response by the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that makes it 28-26. I smacked the controller on the table on accident. Back this chair up a little bit. Ooh. LeBron. Strong finish. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Or to shoot the and one. I apologize. We take a look at the replay. Oof. Got the elbow, and that didn't seem to affect the shot at all. Just not even a little bit. So here is the free throw for the lead. James, I believe, 3 for 5 from the line. Oh, Victor Oladipo. Kobe White trying to drive inside, fires off the glass and gets it to go. Back and forth we go. Oh, Peyton comes away with a steal. He pulls away. Easy dunk for him. And we take a look at the AT&T Slam Cam. Under a minute to go here in the third. LeBron pushing off. Pushing that ginormous frame. Just try and create some space. And Wallace works with the ball. Kind of ran into Kobe White there. Drives inside, feeds. Vucevic? No, Vucevic. Vucevic. Kevin Love gets called for the foul on the way to the basket. It was 29-28 Sacramento. It is now a 6-point swing for Minnesota, up by 4 now. 5, excuse me. Is that about a 3-second difference between shot and game clock? Love kicks over to Jones. Fires the long 2, can't get it to go, and Minnesota will hold on to a 5-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. It's 34-29. Timberwolves have shown a little bit of life here in this second half, but they had a good odd-numbered quarter in the first, followed by a dud in the even-numbered. Does that happen in half number 2? We'll find out next. State Farm assist of the game. Oladipo for the T-Wolves, bringing it up the floor with a 5-point lead. Finds Peyton. Back to Oladipo. Wallace, clean look at a 3 and buries it. The Wolves have done a good job of surviving the storm. Kings haven't looked great at all in this game, and I don't think they've ever really been consistent enough offensively to feel like a real threat to pull away from the Timberwolves, even when they had a really rough quarter in quarter number 2. They've also already scored half as many points as they did in the entire second quarter. James backs down and throws it up. I mean, that was a big 9-point run for Minnesota to give them that nice lead. 7 or 8 points. That's got to be a moving screen, yeah. I'm surprised we don't see more of those calls because it does look like there is quite a bit of movement on them. That one made sense. It's a good call. The bad offensive turnover for Minnesota, who's been looking good since it was 29-28. It's a 9-2 run for those of you keeping track at home. Sacramento calls time. Okay. It's a weird sequence here. Oh, Peyton picks the pocket at the King. And he drives inside, kicks out, pass a little too hot to handle. And it goes out of bounds, so it's like it's Oladipo that couldn't handle it. Sacramento Kings' upcoming schedule includes the 10-1 Jazz, the Clippers, who are 9-4. So they are facing some good teams coming up. 37-31. Kings ball with 3:37 to go. James working one-on-one on Peyton. It's going to go off the glass and just hit the back iron a little too strong. Davis comes away with the rebound. Oladipo handles it. Probably thought that Davis was going to cut a little bit, or not even a little bit, but just cut to the basket rather than hang out at the three-point line. James on Davis. They play for the same team right now, but facing off here in the digital world. Both teams exchanging missed baskets as we move up and down the court at a fairly rapid pace. And kind of based on today's games, like a Clippers-Rockets Western Conference Finals feels like maybe the pick right now. The Kings have the king, but they don't look good in this one. Minnesota feels very susceptible if they can't have a good quarter. That could be a real big problem for them. You can see there that King James himself has 15 of the 31 points. James drives inside. There was some hard contact there, but they do not call the foul. It'll be a 2-point bucket. And a 39-33 game now. 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Kings are going to need to make a move. Good defense here on Davis. Doesn't get it to go, and Rozier comes away with the rebound. LeBron gets fouled yet again. Williams picks up his 4th personal foul. LeBron's been a little inconsistent, or I guess surprisingly inconsistent from the free throw line. He gets that one to go. 4-point game. Thompson takes the long way around, and he's going to get the foul. Ivy looked like he was going to have a good shot at it, but got too much contact on the arm. You can kind of hear it as they played the sound effect. So Thompson will get a couple of shots from the line. Timeout for Sacramento, perhaps? Maybe not. 6-point game with 90 seconds now. LeBron. It's a lively offensive 3-second violation. I mean, you just can't have that. You just can't have that in crunch time. I might have just sealed their fate against this Timberwolves team. Man. If the offensive 3-second violation didn't, that disgusting turnaround shot from Anthony Davis sure did. LeBron spins to the inside. Draws the double team. Ivy can't get it, and I think the Kings might just let this one go. 43-35. They had shots, they just could not figure it out. I guess opportunities, I should say. Blocked on the inside. Lively comes away with the... Lively comes away with the ball. Going to take a 3, but that won't go. Shot clock is off, and I'd anticipate Minnesota just dribbles this one out. 43-35. An interesting and kind of weird game here for the Timberwolves to take against the Kings. And that'll do it for, I guess, day one of our NBA Cup coverage. We'll try to look. I'll try to look and find some more courts to visit, and then we'll have we'll follow this for the duration of it. I didn't even realize it was happening. Wild. Check it out later tonight. Player of the game, Kobe White. You can check out the beginning of the NBA Cup tonight here on whatever channel you're watching. TNT, maybe? I don't know. All right, let's take a look at the box score. LeBron James, 19 points on 7 of 13 shooting. Middleton was 3 for 4, had 8. Lively was 2 for 2, had 5. Rozier 1 for 3 with a 3-pointer. And that was it. That was literally it for this team. Yikes. For the Timberwolves, 2 players in double digits. Kobe White, who had a pretty good game on 5 of 8 shooting. And Anthony Davis was 6 for 12 for 13, had 4 rebounds. Thompson put in a couple of buckets for 6 points. Wallace, 2 for 5 with 5 points. Peyton with 3, Williams Jr. with 3. Peyton, Richardson, and Vucevic all had 2. So a little bit more even spread on the Minnesota side of things, but I still don't think it's a great looking team. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's simulate through. What do we got? The 16th. We'll just simulate through the 16th. Simulate through dates. And we'll see if we can find stats and standings. NBA Cup. There we go. Standings. Pacers 1-0, 1-1, 0-2. East B, East C. Okay, so we'll see what kind of matchups we can find that might be. Portland, I know we just had Houston. We would have had Houston for like 3 weeks, but might be worth looking at if these two play each other. I don't think Portland's that great, but Minnesota's 1-1. I think the Jazz would be the team to look at, mainly because they're like ridiculously good. Jazz Thunder kind of be good. Memphis, Dallas, Denver. Do you just play the teams in your bracket? That might help us out a little bit. But let's see. So they play on like Fridays and then a Tuesday. I guess that's a Monday. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. We'll have more NBA Cup coverage next Tuesday here on the channel. Right over the gameplay is a good place to subscribe. The bell down below as always. More NBA 2K right here. We got baseball going up at night. Thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Good sports. Go basketball.